Today, a big project announcement, a real measure of my success, and it's getting creative up in here. Welcome to the Do Something Today podcast, the podcast that encourages you to get out there and do it. We can change the world, but only if we take those steps, only if we act. Today, I want to talk about what steps I've taken to enable my own involvement in the creative process to bring health and productivity back to my life, both professionally and with my creative hobbies. And this entire podcast was motivated by a discussion with a friend of mine who struggles, like I do, to find time to create and enjoy art. And we both have jobs that enable us to do something related to the art we enjoy. He teaches literature, and I'm often able to create videos and even scoring for those videos. And it allows me to keep playing and remotely enjoy the creative process. But the problem is that life gets in the way. And I find myself getting so caught up in the work that I do, despite how important it is, or even how much I enjoy it, I don't have any of my life left to develop and grow the things in my life that make up the uniqueness of who I am. So for me, that's music and learning video production. Music has always been a huge part of my life, but I don't really have time to develop my skill and progress, let alone just to live in that space. And video production is a new passion of mine, but something I'm still learning, and I love it, but I always end up doing these talking head videos like this one rather than learning and experimenting. And I don't really get to do what I really want to do. And sometimes I struggle with feeling like I'm betraying who I am to just get things done in a day. So if you can't tell, this gets me down. Sometimes I can really be down just because I feel like I'm not exactly sure who I am anymore. It's not even so much like I need to have people know my name or even be that good at really anything I do, but more of a mourning over the child I once was that I can't seem to find anymore. And I don't want to become a number. I don't want to go without speaking through my life. And I'm not really concerned with people hearing my voice. I don't really care if anyone remembers who I am or finds much in what I have to say or present. I just want to do and let my hands make what they make and nothing more. I want to be that child who will go out and play, and whatever comes of it is what it is. So the problem is getting all the obstacles out of the way so that I have the freedom to create, right? And there are tons of posts out there with tips to a creative life, and that's not really what I want to communicate. I just want to show you first my space, being the physical area I've given myself out of the normal life that's begging me to make something. And then I want to tell you about the space, meaning the time in my life that I've created to do something special. So let me start with the announcement. A friend of mine is a writer and has written and produced a film, and he asked me to write the music. And I've decided this would be a fantastic way for me to choose to do something for my own development that I've really wanted to do for a long time. So in addition, making this a public choice will integrate with my site in this podcast and put the pressure on me to provide material that I can share to help others who might be looking to do something similar or just need the motivation to take those next steps. So I'd like to announce my involvement in the production of the film Murder, a Love Story. Check out the link at the below for more information about the film. But I'll give you a synopsis here. The Westminster Hotel is haunted, or so some would have you believe. But Amy Alexander isn't buying it. With her trusted camera and her best friend JJ, Amy sets out to catch the culprit behind the haunting. And little does Amy know that this haunted hotel and this haunting mirrors another series of events that took place over the year when she was born, leading to the disappearance and presumed death of the Westminster owner. When a guest disappears under the exact same circumstances, the intrepid sleuth races to unravel the mystery. So you can check out my progress here. You'll see how I'm doing and really understand how I'm doing as far as creating space, because how the regularity of my posts is a direct indication to my success and my efforts to create space in my life in order to create. And then as to the physical space, it's a bedroom in my house that we've decided can be reserved for my gear being set up. And this way, if I can allow myself the time to create, I won't have my time taken up by the setup and teardown, but actually in the process. I'm going to show that while I do something at the end, but I'd really like to know what you have done to create space in your life, whether it's the physical space or just space and time to create. As my friend and I shared back and forth, complaining and sharing the agony of what life does to squelch who you are, he shared this poem by Charles Bukowski called Air and Light in Time and Space. And it's a poem that makes me smile because it's a real kick in the pants and really a challenge to put my money where my mouth is when it comes to creating, when it comes to this podcast. And what is the best strategy for you to be creative? For me, it's actually to raise my foot and take that next step. It's to turn off whatever else is going on and go and do it. No excuses. We create when we choose to create, or as Tchaikovsky famously put it, a self-respecting artist must not fold his hands on the pretext that he is not in the mood. We've got to go and do this thing. So while I wrap up, don't forget to share images or a video of your space and your challenges at davidgrant.me on YouTube, or follow me on Twitter, Dave_Grant, to see what else I'm up to. And next time I'll share a tool I use to stay organized and prepare to create, along with the first steps towards scoring the film Murder, a Love Story. But for now, enjoy Charles Bukowski's piece, Air and Light in Time and Space, while I share my creative space with both film, music, and the actual room where I'm getting a lot done, where I'm doing something. You know, I've either had a family, a job, or something has always been in the way. But now, I've sold my house. I found this place, a large studio. You should see the space and the light. For the first time in my life, I'm going to have a place and a time to create. No, baby. If you're going to create, you're going to create whether you work 16 hours a day in a coal mine, or you're going to create in a small room with 3 children while you're on welfare. You're going to create with part of your mind and your body blown away. You're going to create blind, crippled, demented. You're going to create with a cat crawling up on your back while the whole city trembles in earthquake, bombardment, flood, and fire. Baby, air and light and time and space have nothing to do with it, and don't create anything except maybe a longer life to find new excuses for.